There has been a lot of misinformation and misconceptions about the COVID-19 vaccine, which contributes significantly to vaccine hesitancy, slowing down uptake of the vaccine towards the achievement of herd immunity. A clear example is reservations about how quickly the COVID-19 vaccine was developed. Was it developed too quickly? Were any corners cut in the development and approval process? Let's find out. Scientific understandings of pathogenic coronaviruses has been steadily accumulating for about 2 decades before the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Researchers had already been working on vaccines for related coronaviruses such as severe acute respiratory syndrome and Middle East respiratory syndrome, and had commenced development of the mRNA vaccine technology. Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca leveraged these decades of scientific expertise to design and execute rigorous clinical trial programs to make the COVID-19 vaccine available as quickly and safely as possible. Before the development of the COVID-19 vaccine, the fastest any vaccine had been developed from viral sampling to approval was 4 years, from mumps in the 1960s. According to this research publication, the development of vaccines takes on average 10 years. 2 to 5 years of research development followed by 2 years of preclinical trials, 1 to 2 years of phase 1 clinical trials to determine if it's safe, 2 to 3 years of phase 2 clinical trials to determine if it activates an immune response, another 2 to 4 years of phase 3 clinical trials to determine if it protects against the disease, and 1 to 2 years of regulatory review and approval, after which production commences. The Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine was developed in 8 months. How? First, research development had already commenced thanks to previous research conducted on related coronaviruses. Preclinical studies commenced immediately after the SARS-CoV-2 genome was released in January 2020. Phases 1 and 2 of clinical trials commenced simultaneously in April. Phases 2 and 3 clinical trials were done by July, and by October, data had been submitted to regulators for approval. Countries started approving the vaccine for emergency use in December. This is very similar to the process of development for the AstraZeneca vaccine, which is what is being distributed in Nigeria for now. Preclinical studies commenced in January 2020, Phase 1 clinical trials commenced in April, Phase 2 clinical trials commenced in May, and Phase 3 clinical trials commenced in June. These clinical trials were done simultaneously and at different locations, including the UK, Brazil, South Africa, and the United States, where Phase 3 trials were conducted with 40,000 participants. Phase 3 clinical trial data was announced in November, but regulatory review and approval varied across countries. The UK authorized the vaccine for emergency use in December, and the European Medicines Agency confirmed its safety in March 2021. These timelines clearly show 2 things. 1. Previous data made the commencement of preclinical studies happen faster. And 2. Different stages of vaccine development were conducted at the same time. The approval process also took less time, thanks to reduced bureaucracies and the approval of the vaccine for emergency use. So to summarize, the approved COVID-19 vaccines were tested rigorously before they were rolled out. And they were rolled out faster because researchers had a head start and stages of development were done simultaneously. Post-rollout, there was also rigorous, continuous monitoring for adverse effects due to the vaccine. Vaccines are still our best bet to end the pandemic. Get to the nearest vaccination center today and get vaccinated.